It's homecoming night on the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche. I'll be joined by Patrick Email in a few minutes. Tonight we are at DUTCHTOWN High School in Geismar for homecoming for the DUTCHTOWN Griffins. They will be taking on the Collegiate Baton Rouge Dolphins. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get to the starting lineups and the opening kickoff. You are watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar, go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with DUTCHTOWN High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
give us a call.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
We're Rev Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs, reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. Rev Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week, and I'm Jeff Porsche with Patrick Email. One of these young ladies is going to be crowned Dutchtown Homecoming Queen tonight. We've got some pictures that we'll share with you later, and of course you will see the crowning of the Queen and the presentation of the court at halftime, so stay tuned for that. We have football tonight, and that's the main attraction, but of course the Queen is always a big deal. So stay tuned for both of these tonight on the Rev Game of the Week. Collegiate, they are 0-1 on the season. They are the Dolphins, and the Dutchtown Griffins, they are 2-0 on the season, and we're about 10 minutes away from opening kickoff, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the coaches for tonight's game. So, Patrick, why don't you tell us about these guys?
Coach Mastretta, in his 8th year, time flies, Jeff.
Yep.
He's 51-27, and I started looking at his total wins versus Benny Saya's total win, the all-time winning coach at Dutchtown High, obviously the only coach besides Guy Mastretta, and seeing whether or not he can reach that number. And then Charlie Brooks for Collegiate Baton Rouge. It'll take a little while to get used to saying Collegiate Baton Rouge, Jeff.
Yeah, that's a newer school. Hadn't been playing football very long. Hadn't been in existence very long either. But they lost. Well, they didn't lose it last week. Their game was canceled against Abramson. They used to be known as Cy Academy. Dutchtown used to play them for homecoming back in the day. So that's a kind of thing that they shared. They lost in week 1, however. And so they are 0-1 on the season. And Dutchtown, they are a 5A school, and they're taking on a much, much smaller team in terms of roster size and just flat-out size. And we'll see how this game progresses as the night goes on. But they're here to play, and they're ready. The Collegiate is wearing their white jerseys with green, and Dutchtown will be coming out of their tunnel in just a moment. You see the Dutchtown sound out there as well. That's where the Griffins will come out, and that's a new tunnel, isn't it, Coach? With the Griffin on top now, and you have the flight crew out there getting ready to join them.
I think, and we have a new name.
Yes.
The flight crew is a new name, so a new tunnel. That kind of all goes together. You know, I'm looking at Collegiate BR in the end zone, and they got some decent size. Just they don't have a great numbers. And when you talk about a 5A program, and Dutchtown's going to fill up the sideline, that depth's going to take over at some point in time in the contest.
And we saw that week 1. I was at Prairieville for Prairieville's first game ever against Thrive Academy, and really it was just an attrition issue where Prairieville had a similar number of kids that you're going to see tonight to Dutchtown, where basically just about every number on the roster is going to be filled. And then on the collegiate side, you're lucky if you bring 20-plus players. So you're going to get a lot of two-way players, a lot of good athletes that are going to be asked to play on both sides of the ball. And at some point where Dutchtown's got the big 250, 300-pound players, and Collegiate has those smaller guys going both ways, you would expect Dutchtown to at some point kind of impose their will. That's what often happens in these homecoming games. You schedule a team that you hope to defeat, and maybe a school a little bit smaller, so that you can have a successful homecoming night. But Collegiate came to play. They got a handful of fans that have traveled down the interstate to get here tonight, and so they're ready for some action. And we're just kind of in a holding pattern right now, as the clock says there's 3 minutes left to go before we start, but we still have Sheely Bell and the Dutchtown Sound that are going to play the national anthem and the fight song, and the Griffins are ready to come out the tunnel. The JROTC is on the far side with the colors, and they're getting ready to present as well. So we're just about ready for homecoming, and as soon as I guess the Dutchtown players come out, and there they are getting ready to head out the tunnel, and it looks like they are going to have the Color Rush jerseys on tonight, the all purple. A lot of times you see them wear the black shirts or the silver pants, but tonight they go on purple and purple. So fun color combination here on homecoming night. So this is the last week of non-district play in 5A. Last week in district play, Dutchtown played Ponchatoula, and you saw that score a moment ago. They had defeated Ponchatoula by a score of 31-13, and so then we talked about the game between Abramson and Collegiate being canceled, and there your Griffins coming out onto the field.
That was a little bit of a revenge game last week, Jeff. We were there 2 years ago and called that game for REV, and sloppy conditions after a downpour before the game. We were worried about that last week, but the field held up pretty good, and Dutchtown played much better than last week than they did 2 years ago. And part of that was they had some things set in place, whereas 2 years ago they were trying to transition away from Pearson Pyron, playing quarterback and putting him in the slot, and after that things kind of worked out, and Dutchtown went on a roll.
We're going to get to the national anthem and the opening prayer, so we'll turn it over to the public address announcer and the Dutchtown sound.
Dutchtown High School is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Allied Health, and the Spanish Club.
Dear God, we thank you for this day, this wonderful weather, and this opportunity to gather here. I pray for the help of every player, coach, referee, and the others that help make tonight happen. I pray that these players would honor you tonight, God, and that you would just give them the strength and integrity to play their best. Let your spirit just rest on us, Lord. We pray these in Jesus' name. Amen.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem in Dutchtown alma mater, brought to you by the Dutchtown Sound.
The Dutchtown Sound under the leadership of Sheely Bell, but led tonight from the ladder from Daniel Modenbach, so he joins Sheely Bell in helping out with the band, and we are almost ready for homecoming night. And so let's look at Dutchtown all-time for homecoming. Last year we were out here and Dutchtown routed Covington. They played a 5A team and beat them very convincingly, 38-0. All-time they're 17-5. Dutchtown has won 7 of their last homecoming games by shutout. You may recall they played Cy Academy and a couple other schools like that in those days, but then they beat Covington. They're a solid team in the 5A in the North Shore District.
Yeah, Covington's not your typical homecoming opponent. It just so happened that it falls that way. In Ascension Parish, I think they try not to have homecoming on the same week, so certain weeks you can't have it on week 3. Maybe EA's week 3 or Dutchtown's week 4, so Santa Maria can't have it. So they try to play friendly in the parish when it comes to homecoming, so Rev can get those games and broadcast and advertise for the young student athletes in the homecoming court and those kind of things. So Covington happened to fall last week, surprising 38-0 score last year. But Dutchtown has played 3 homecoming in 3 different locations, and not too many schools probably can say that. Even Prairieville's going to have theirs on their own field this year.
Right. So they didn't have their stadium ready the first couple of years, and that's kind of why that happened. You see the captains right there, number 77, Christian Gautreau, number 4, Dylan Champagne, number 3, Thomas Pierce, and number 98, Joshua Lewis. And so you see the handshakes and the coin toss has happened, and we are just moments away from the opening kickoff, and now we're ready for the coin toss. I thought that they had done it there for a moment, but then I didn't see it, so I was wondering. Here we go. Now I see it.
One thing I like, Jeff, both teams walk out from the 50, whereas for a couple years they both walked out at the 45.
So you stand over there and look at me, and you guys stand right here and
faced
look at
each
me.
other.
Yeah, this is a better way of doing this. So Dutchtown
Visiting
is
team
going
won the
to
toss. They will
go
receive
from
the
left to
first
right.
half.
Collegiate will receive to start this game, and so we are just about ready for homecoming night. And as we look at Dutchtown getting ready to come to the field, we can take a look at the defensive starters that we are going to see for the Dutchtown Griffins when they take the field after the opening kickoff. So they're going to play a 3-4 with a 4-man secondary. The 3 players on the front line, you got defensive tackle number 90, Lewis Osborne. Another defensive tackle, Josh Lewis. And then you see 99 there at defensive tackle, Tim Oluwade. And then the linebackers, number 0, Mason Miles, number 20, Chad Christie, number 15, Brandon Smith, and number 26, Highland Rentz. Cornerbacks, number 1, Lathan Riley, number 21, Kobe Harris, number 3, Thomas Pierce, and number 24, Christian Pierre. And so we are just about ready for the opening kickoff. Dutchtown in the all-purple, and Collegiate Prep Baton Rouge in the all-white. So it's color rush night here on homecoming at Griffin Field.
Kind of like the all-purple, Jeff.
It's not bad. Dutchtown doesn't have a bad color combination, it seems like. I'm not a big fan of the monochrome, but it looks good tonight. And you see the collegiate players right there back to receive. And you see number 96 for Dutchtown, Corbin Roussel. He is a two-sport player. He's a soccer star here at Dutchtown High School. He'll handle the kickoff honors, and there it is. And so it's taken at about the 6-yard line off the shin, and they're going to the ball's still on the ground, and I think Dutchtown has it at the 15. And they do. So we called for the Dutchtown defensive starters. Let's take a look at the Dutchtown offensive starters. So starting at quarterback tonight, you got Dylan Champagne, and then in the backfield, Aiden Langevin. Wide receivers, Derek Walker-Weiss, Rylan Mayo, Martell Rogers, Carter Hedden at tight end. Offensive line, Christian Gautreau, number 71, Dawson Davis at right guard, Aiden Gayo at center, England Phillips, number 62, at left guard, and then Matthew Travis, number 57, at left tackle. And that's about as bad a start as you can get for a collegiate.
Yeah, you get the ball, and before you run a play, the other team has the ball at the 15-yard line.
Yeah, it was just kind of misplayed. Went off the returner's shin. And on first down, quick pass inside, 1st and goal, as the catch is made by Rylan Mayo. And so taken down by Collegiate inside the 5-yard line. So now it's 1st and goal as we are just underway, and we look at the replay right here, Coach.
Rogers on the catch. It'll be 1st and goal, Griffin.
Mayo's his go-to guy. Had plenty of yards early in a scrimmage.
And there is a passing down to the 2 and caught for a touchdown. And that is number 11, Jackson Lee. And a good thing to see right there. Touchdown from the senior receiver.
Playing a little bit of an H back to a certain extent. He motioned out of the backfield.
Adams will be holding.
And Roussel just kicked off. Now he's coming in for the extra point 2 plays later. So he's been one of the most active players on the field here tonight. And kick is up. And it is good. And so it's 7-0. We'll take a short break and come right back. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up. Raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
It's 7-0. We are 34 seconds into the first quarter. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you on homecoming night at Griffin Field in Geismar on the campus of DUTCHTOWN High School. Couldn't have scripted that any better, Coach.
No. Give a little shout out to Luke Lejean, the snapper. Those special teams guys, they only go unnoticed until something bad happens, Jeff.
Yep.
Good snap.
Yeah, Coach Kent Lejean, his son, Luke, and that time they are able to field the kick as number 7 takes it and just falls on the ground. That's Jerry Goodman Jr., sophomore linebacker for Collegiate Prep. And so they will take the field and they will get out on offense. And we've already taken a look at Dutchtown's defensive starters. They play that 3-4. And the guy that you want to look for on defense, we'll talk about him maybe after this play, number 98, Josh Lewis, an SEC commit in that right spot. 1st and 10 for Collegiate. And it goes over the quarterback's head, and he is down after a big loss of about 13 yards. And so let's see what happened on this miscue.
Loss is about 10, it'll be 2nd and 20.
Snap looked okay.
It looked okay. Maybe a little firm. You're only standing at about 5 yards when you take that snap. So if it comes back to you with a little zip on it, sometimes it can catch you off guard.
And so it's 2nd down and 20. They're going to call it a 10-yard loss for the Dolphins. And good snap that time. And quick pass and over the shoulder, making the stop, number 21, Kobe Harris. Good play by him. And I talked about it earlier. Let's talk about Josh Lewis while they're still out there on the field here tonight. He's probably their defensive leader.
Well, he's a Missouri, you said SEC commit. Missouri Tigers, he had a number of offers, Jeff. He's a good kid. You look at him and they list him at 250. If he's 250, he easily can put on 30 or 40 pounds and you wouldn't even notice. And what a great kid, too. Just a fine young man.
Yeah, he's a solid kid. I recall him from back in my days at the school. 3rd down and 20 and pressure, and he goes down. And who is that on the sack? It looks like number 5 for the Griffins. So the sack comes from Cameron Willis, Washington.
Well, you got a couple seniors making plays, Jeff, right there. Senior DB, senior linebacker. Senior touchdown.
Yep. And now it's 4th down and a mile, and Collegiate, we presume, is going to be in a punt formation. This game has not started in the best way. They fumbled the opening kickoff, gave up a touchdown. Then they have not moved forward yet here tonight. So there's a punt. It's a decent punt. It's going to bounce at the 45, and it looks like they're just going to let it go down right there. Chase Adams is back there to receive the punt. Didn't do anything. It was past midfield onto the Dutchtown side of the field. Oh, actually, that's Mayo. Okay, yeah. So Riley Mayo was back there, and he kind of let it bounce. It's kind of an odd bounce.
He considered going after it.
Yeah.
Week 1, Dutchtown. I don't remember who was turning the kick, Jeff, but in a key situation, he got a great bounce, and he caught it and stopped it from rolling, and he returned it up the field for about 15 yards and got Dutchtown in a great field position against Madison Prep Week 1.
So now on the second drive of the night, Champagne from quarterback out of the shotgun, rolling right, way downfield, and it is caught. Nice sliding catch right there by Andrew Fields. And that's a guy that we're going to talk about here tonight a little bit, a college commit already at Northwestern State up in Natchitoches.
Yep. This is his first game, Jeff. He had a leg injury, and he's coming back. He's probably on a little bit of what they call a pitch count to a certain extent tonight. But it's good to see him back.
If he could have caught that in stride, that could have been a lot more yardage right there. 1st and 10 from the right hash at the 33. And there's a handoff and a big hole, and he's going to just jog into the end zone. Aiden Langevin playing tonight for LaKeedron Harvey, who they're going to sit tonight. But that's a long, untouched 6 points right there for the Griffins.
Another senior making a play. Speaking of LaKeedron, he's still nursing, as Les Miles would say back in the day, Jeff. He's a little nicked, but he'll be back next week, probably against Prairieville when Dutchtown starts district.
And so, extra point coming from Corbin Roussel. So we are about 3:40 into this game, and Dutchtown has already scored twice, and the extra point coming from Roussel, and it's good. So our score is 14-0 Dutchtown. Why don't we keep it here during this break, and we can talk about what we saw. This is kind of what you expected on homecoming night. You expected a team that Dutchtown could play well against, and so far, I don't think that Collegiate is as bad a team as they've kind of shown here tonight. Just nothing is going right for them so far, and Dutchtown has jumped on them, and that's what you get early.
Yeah, that I don't think the outcome of this game coming into it was ever in doubt, Jeff. I don't think either side would have worried about the outcome. It was just how the game was going to play out to get to that outcome. And while maybe we wouldn't have expected it to be 14-0 with 8:20 left, because Collegiate got the opening kickoff, but when they fumbled, it kind of led to this.
You saw number 6 right there, Marcos Hayes. He's one of the deep backs to receive this kick, and Roussel, he's gonna get a workout tonight. His leg is gonna get a lot of swings as they go with the little pooch kick. And number 51 takes it, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the
by number 51.
35-yard line.
One of the challenges is going to be tonight, Jeff, is one for Dutchtown High to keep focused and take care of business while whoever's in the field is playing, because injuries happen when you're not focused and you're not giving 100%. So Dutchtown needs to play that way no matter who's on the field.
So now we're going to say 36-yard line, 1st and 10. So good field position for Collegiate Prep. And there's a handoff on the outside, and he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. So number 0, Demetric Porter on the carry, and he's brought down by
Highland Rents. Yes. Last week I talked to Coach Harrow this week, and I thought the outside linebackers, rover, strong safety, jack, whatever teams call that position, is they did a great job of keeping outside leverage and forcing the football and making tackles when people want them. That's a good job by Rentz.
So now it's 2nd down and 13. And there's a handoff on the outside, and they're going to lose yardage again. As the issue tonight for Collegiate is they just don't have any size on that offensive line, and that defensive line is just blowing past them.
Yeah. Dutchtown nose guard. Tim Olawati is 6'1", 280, Jeff. That's a load at the nose.
Yeah. And just having his way out there right now. So now it's 3rd down and 17. And you look at that offensive line, and they're small. They're not very tall, and so like they have. That's where this game is kind of a little lopsided. And on 3rd down, there's a quick pass, and it is caught. But then number 21, Kobe Harris, with the quick tackle. And so it's going to be 4th down as we are now 6:42 left to go in this first quarter. So was he able to hold on to that? I think he was.
Yeah, yes. I think so. The clock's running. It was complete.
So it was complete.
Good job by the quarterback getting the ball out, Jeff. His pocket was closing in on him. Dutchtown pressure up front, and while it's a positive step for Collegiate tonight.
And they are able to get the substitutions in, and you have a line drive punt. And Mayo is just going to decide not to return it. And, that's probably the best policy right now in a game like this, because you don't want to make any mistake that will flip the field when you have the game in control already. And let's see. As we move on to the non-district, they're all non-district games, because next week we start district play. And you see what happened on Thursday night. John F. Kennedy defeated Sanama on over at the pit, 31-29, and then the rest of our schedule: Collegiate at Dutchtown, East Ascension at Sam Houston, out in Lake Charles, Riverside at Prairieville, Denham at Woodlawn, Ponchatoula at Live Oak, and Walker at Central. Maybe we can talk about that a little more after this play on 1st down. Quick pass, and it's deflected and picked off, and here comes Collegiate on the other side, and they're going to get great field position. Interception by number 14, Wendell Ridley, a senior defensive back for Collegiate Prep, and now Collegiate Prep has some life, Coach.
Yep. That ball was intended for Gavin Phillips, and senior tight end went off his hands in the old tip drill, Jeff. Getting back to those contests, Central and Walker has to be the game of most interest on that schedule, because that's 2 quarterfinal teams last year. A heck of a football game here last year against Central and Dutchtown. Did it go in overtime or right down to the wire?
Yeah, I don't recall off the top of my head, but that's a game where those 2 teams might be 2 of the best teams in the district, and they play in that non-select side. And other than Dutchtown and Zachary, who are also really elite teams in this area, those 2 teams are going to make a lot of noise. But we want to talk about Sanama too. They dropped to 0-2 on the season as they lost a close one to Kennedy. Kennedy's a good team. They advanced pretty deep in the playoffs last year, so that's not really a bad loss, you would say.
No, and Sanama, Coach Oliver decided he was going to step his schedule up.
Yep.
And the competition in the pre-district in the past hasn't been what it is this year. Hopefully it prepares Sanama for a good district season.
Yeah. And I know you're interested in the game over in Prairieville here tonight. After this play, we can talk about that, as you're going to get the sweep outside and just too many players right there. Number 0, Porter on the carry, and it's going to be 2nd down and long. So you have Prairieville at home, their 2nd ever home game. They're taking on, who are they taking on?
They're taking on my alma mater, Jeff, the Rebels from Riverside, who was supposed to play Newman last week, but because of the hurricane, they weren't able to. And Newman the week before beat St. Charles. I can't recall the last time that Newman has never beaten St. Charles. But Newman's a solid football team, but with the Hurricane, Riverside wasn't able to play.
And 2nd down and 12, shotgun, pressure, sacked. Number 93 wraps him up. Sean Lovely, another senior with a little size, 250 pounds.
Yeah, they're having trouble blocking them up front, Jeff. And if the quarterback doesn't get rid of the ball quickly, that'll be a challenge. You know, I was worried about the Riverside-Prairieville game after watching Prairieville win the Jamboree and thinking that's going to be a pretty good football game. Riverside's 1A and doesn't have great numbers. While they are perhaps a contender for 1A, Prairieville's still trying to grow that program.
Yeah. Also, I want to mention right there, maybe number 99 in on that tackle as well, Tim Oluwade. And so now it's 3rd down and about 22. They have a whistle.
They're moving Lewis around a little bit, Jeff. Sometimes he's in the 3-point stance. When they decide to go nickel on 3rd and 20 now, 3rd and 25, he's in a 2-point stance coming off the edge, kind of like Cam Jordan gets in sometimes.
We don't expect to see him much longer out there on the field here tonight because, like we talked about, this is the last non-district week. So Dutchtown's going to get into district play next week, and you want to keep your players healthy for that part of the season because that's what counts. Deep pass, and it's picked off. Number 3 with the interception, Thomas Pierce, and he's got lots of room, and he gets it back almost to the original line of scrimmage right there. So it's going to be 1st down for the Griffins. And so let's look at the replay right there, and that's just the center fielder just waiting for the ball.
Did a great job, high point. You know, he's one of the captains tonight. Dutchtown has about 30 seniors on the team, give or take, and we calling seniors out quite often.
Yeah.
On homecoming.
Dutchtown lost a handful of seniors. We're going to see a timeout called right here, and I'll bring that up in a minute. But why don't we take a look at some of the members of the homecoming court while we have a timeout on the collegiate side. And so there you go. You see Addison Hines, Caitlin Bucci, Emma Glaser, Mariah Thompson, and Mandy Montague. So the next group, Claire Flanagan, Katie Kuzi, Addison Email, Kendall Shank, and Addison Roden.
The first player responsible,
Alexander Allie Clyburn, Elena Ellis, Jordan Hurst, Harley McClellan, Charlie Bourgeois, and Elise Rowe. So that's the girls we're going to see at halftime. And, congratulations, your daughter, Addie, is on the court. But there's lots of great and successful girls on that entire homecoming court for Dutchtown High School.
A number of the girls that's on the court, Jeff, are in the number for Student of the Year finalists. There were 11 Student of the Year finalists, and a number of those are on the court. So it just tells you the quality of the Dutchtown High court.
And this may go the distance unless you get the angle right there, and he does not. And so that's a touchdown from number 9. Martell Rogers, and you want to give the credit to the block downfield on that play. If we can take a look at that on the replay. Let's see if we get it right here.
Yeah, it looked like it was 2 against 1 with one block in and kind of easy.
Yeah, you had it set up on the screen, and the block downfield came before you saw the touchdown. And so it's 20-0, 3:43 left to go in this first quarter. And I think we're going to get another kicker. Manuel Cardona looks like he's going to do the honors. He was the kicker last season, I believe, for the Griffins, or he was one of the kickers last year. So we'll see if he can take care of the extra point right here.
He's had a little bit of a nagging ankle injury early in the season, Jeff, but he puts that one through.
And so it's 21-0. We'll take a short break and come right back. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program. Cypress Roofing. SEC Heating and Cooling. Peak Performance Physical Therapy. Raising Cane's in Prairieville.
Welcome back to the Rev game of the week. Our score 21-0. Dutchtown leads Collegiate Prep with 3:43 left to go in the first quarter. Dutchtown has 4 offensive drives. They've gone touchdown, interception, touchdown. Both teams have thrown an interception. We have 2 turnovers, actually 3 turnovers on the day, as both of them have had an interception, and Collegiate fumbled the opening kickoff. Looks like Roussel will kick for Dutchtown, handle the kickoff duties.
I don't think I don't think Manuel is healthy enough to kick off at the moment.
And that's a carbon copy of the opening kickoff off the shin. And Dutchtown has it again.
Down on the ground, recovered by Dutchtown.
That's just tough. Every time they get it down there, the deep back trying to misplace it. And it went off the shin one more time. That's twice.
And that ball was recovered by number 36, Dylan Bailey, a sophomore. I want to go back to Dutchtown's last touchdown. Martell Rogers had that. He's one of the guys, he's a junior, and we've called a bunch of seniors there, but he early in the season, he's been one of Dylan Champine's go-to guys on offense.
Yeah, and this is the last non-district game before district play begins, and you got 2 guys that you really want to keep healthy all season, and that's Andrew Fields and Lakedron Harvey. We're not going to see Harvey tonight. We might see Fields again, but maybe not, because next week is when it really starts to matter. And on first down, you got the deep pass to the end zone. Post, caught, touchdown. Number 41 with the catch. That's Derek Walker-Weiss, the wide receiver, and there's another score for the Griffins.
Yep, he's a sophomore.
Walker-Weiss takes it in for the
nice
Griffins.
pass. Dylan looking to pick up those points early, knowing he may not be in the game much longer.
Yes, so 3:31, so I think that's 2 touchdowns in about 9 seconds. And the extra point, Cardona. And the holder is Mayo. And the extra point is good. So it's 28-0. We're going to keep it here as the Dutchtown Griffins are having a nice homecoming night very early. So 3 early turnovers and 3 touchdowns off of those turnovers, and that's the difference here tonight. Dutchtown does have that 1 turnover. We talked about the interception that was tipped and into the hands of a Collegiate Prep player. So a successful homecoming tonight. You've already seen the homecoming court, the official photos. We're going to try to get you some shots of the girls here tonight before we go to halftime. Of course, Coach, you're going to have to leave at about the halfway point here. You see the girls right there. You're going to have to go down there and present your daughter. So I'm going to be on my own through a lot of the second quarter tonight, but I know you understand. I understand.
You understand.
Yep.
And it's not like you've done it, you haven't done it before.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be addition by subtraction for this call.
Yeah. There's a chance we might have a running clock, though, at this point, the way that Dutchtown's going with all these turnovers and Dutchtown converting them into the points so far.
One thing that, and this is the first time I watched the game from the press box, Jeff, but one change that was made in the offseason is the lighting.
Yeah.
And I brought my binoculars thinking I would need them tonight. Mm-hmm. And I find everything's pretty clear from up here.
Yeah, there used to be kind of a dead spot on the far left side toward that end zone when you get to the woods back there behind Conrad Rowe's house. But it looks like it's not a dead spot anymore, and you got those LED lights. And they just are not fast enough to turn that corner. Dutchtown has it sealed. right there is number 0 on the carry again.
And Josh Lewis on the tackle.
So that's a short loss on the carry by number 0, Demetric Porter. So second down and long. Collegiate just hasn't had many positive plays on offense. Even when they completed the pass, it was still for no gain. And again, it's probably an issue of O-line versus D-line. As you look at that O-line, and they're just small compared to look at the comparison at Dutchtown's D-line to their O-line. That's kind of why you have the score you have here tonight. But they're going to go for the home run ball again, and contact. You might get a flag. And they do. And I think the ref was reaching for it.
Yeah. The guy on the sideline was definitely looking for it. And the ball was out of bounds. I don't know if it was catchable, but it was interference if the ball would have been catchable.
Yeah. They'll probably call it right here. And the victim is number 3, Thomas Pierce. He's the guy that had the interception. They ran a similar play on the previous offensive possession, and he picked it off. And this time they victimized him right there with the penalty.
First down and 10.
And Collegiate was lined up like it was NFL, like it was a spot foul, but it was 15 yards in high school football.
So it's 28-0, Dutchtown over Collegiate. We are just under 10 minutes into the first quarter, all Dutchtown. And there's a handoff, and ridden down by number 93, Lovely. I believe that was number 4 on the carry. I believe that's Richardson. So you see it right there. Just right afterwards, you see number 93, Lovely, wrestling him down. So now it's second down and 10. They're going to say no gain on the carry. Quarterback, you see number 5 right there. That's Julius Cannon, I believe. Second and 10. Play fake, and it was a good idea, but then you run into Mr. Missouri Tiger, Josh Lewis, right there. And you're not going to get past him.
Yeah, I thought that was a hole for a second, Jeff, but the hole closed real fast. It looked like it was a pretty good scheme. Just kind of thought Josh got him from the backside to a certain extent on that play.
That's a 3-yard loss as we are now approaching the final minute of the first quarter. Shotgun situation, Cannon at quarterback. And it's on the ground, and he's just going to have to take a knee right there. Just dive on it. And it's going to be 4th down and long. And it's just been a really rough first quarter for Collegiate. Just really nothing is going right, and they just can't find a rhythm.
When you look at the numbers, Dutchtown can have practice, and they can have their starting offense on one side and the second team defense, and they can get plays in, and you can have your starting defense against your number 2 offense on the other side of the field when you get plays in, and Collegiate just doesn't have those numbers to be able to conduct practice like that.
Right, and you got the two-way guys. And we're going to see a fair catch right there by Mayo. So he fields his first punt of the night. And it's going to be 1st and 10, Dutchtown at the 40. And there's going to be one more play, it looks like, in the first quarter. So Champagne has gone deep a couple of times, and he's completed touchdowns on at least his last 2 passes. He does have 1 interception on the night, but he has 3 touchdowns so far. He got one on the first drive, and then the 3rd and 4th scoring drives. One was a little quick flare to Rogers, and then you had the deep pass to Walker Weiss. And they're going to spread it out. They got 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right, shotgun. And they're going to hand it off. And this is number 13 finding the corner outside. Can he get all the way down? He's going to go out of bounds at the end of the first quarter. Number 13, Maddox Woodward. And that's going to end the first quarter. So our score after one quarter, as you look at the replay, is 28-0. Dutchtown with a commanding lead. And as he goes out of bounds, we will take our break. You are watching the Rev Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why Rev is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to Rev. Visit us at letsrev.com.
We're ready for the second quarter. Jeff Porsche, Pat Email with you. And District 5-5A begins next week. It begins a week earlier than normal because you added the team, Prairieville High School. And so there's a 7th team in the district now. Dutchtown and Walker, they're expected to be the big dogs, and right now they are. One correction we need to make on there, East Ascension is 1-1 on the season. They beat Salmon last week.
That was a big win. We got a new coach at East Ascension, Jeff. Donnell Lee now over at Donaldsonville across the river, and played a good Brother Martin team.
Yep. And now they have the inside screen. Now cuts it outside, and he's got one man to beat, and he cuts inside. Touchdown, Andrew Fields. And that's why he is a FCS commit to Northwestern State. Look at the replay right there, Coach.
Yep. Made a couple guys miss, got in the end zone.
So first play in, it's 34-0, and the extra point coming for Manuel Cardona. And extra point is good. So now it's 35-0, and we're going to keep it here. Can we go back to the graphic and take a look at the district records? As we said, East Ascension is now 1-1 on the season. And you have Live Oak and Sanamaw down there at the bottom. And we talked about Sanamaw. They're 0-2. They played Bird. They played a good John F. Kennedy team. So they lost Jermichael Million, their star wide receiver, to an injury, and that's hurt them. But they're not a bad 0-2 team. They've just had some bad luck.
Bird probably going to win 7-8 games.
Yeah.
So in previous years, if Sanamaw beat a team in the first week or two that only going to win 1 game or 2 games, then you got a few more power points, because that's what it's all about. But if you lose to a team that's 7 or 8 and you're able to get better and know whether or not you can handle speed on the edge and different things that Coach Harrell was trying to get his players to understand by alignment, and make sure you play with technique, and you have to get better. To get better, you got to play better competition. As they say, iron sharpens iron. So I'm sure while their record is 0-2 over there in the pit, their staff I wouldn't think is not in the pit.
Yeah. They still have a lot of season to play, and they're going to start out with district play starting next week. Now, because of the 7 teams, every week one team in 5-5A is going to have a week where they don't play against a 5-5A opponent. And that's kind of an interesting sort of schedule. And when you look down at the Dutchtown schedule, they have 2 district games in week 4 and week 5, Prairieville and Sanamaw, and then week 6 they have an open date, which could potentially be filled by a team, but right now they just keep it as that open date. And a lot of teams are going to be like that. For example, Prairieville, they're going to have week 10 open. So that's a scheduling nightmare sometimes for some of these teams. As we can talk about that more maybe in a second as we get ready for the first play for Collegiate Prep on this drive, and he goes down. And that's is that 0 Miles?
I think that's Miles.
And some lovely ladies right there enjoying the night. They are gonna be out there very soon. You see the queen from last season on the right, the 2023 queen, Raquel Velez, and she was a great queen for last season, as we have kind of a break in the action. And so Miss Velez is going to have the honors of crowning the queen at halftime. Now, for our halftime show, we're gonna present the entire homecoming presentation live, and so you'll see every member of the court. There they are again.
Section 105.
So one of these ladies will be the queen
Section 105
later tonight, but we'll do the entire presentation, and then we'll have a short break in between, and then we're going to bring Joy Cascio up here, and she's going to talk about some of the things that have happened this week at Dutchtown High School. And then either at the end of the halftime break or in the third quarter, we're going to hopefully have the homecoming queen for the first interview. Rev always gets the first interview because who wouldn't want to be interviewed by me?
Well, and then D-Town Boys is going to try to get the second interview.
Yeah. 2nd and 19, and he escapes. Doesn't go very far. Slides into a guy and loses his helmet. And that was accidental right there. It's basically he slid into the chest, and it was a late slide. There wasn't really any malice right there, I don't think.
Coach Harrell's trying to work on his defense stuff. He's not just playing base, and he's running games, doing his things, because the Dutchtown defense is totally different when assignment when you loop into B gap, so to speak, if you normally have C gap. So they got to continue to work on that and continue to get better as well on their end.
3rd and 11, so they did get 8 yards. Well, no, it says 3rd and 11, but really that's about 3rd and 16.
Yeah.
And Collegiate still looking for their first down of the night, not going to get it on that play. As that was 0. We've seen a lot of him, Dimitri Porter. He's their primary running back, and just not a lot of holes for him to run through behind that offensive line in this 4th down.
Well, Mason Miles is one of their returning starters on defense. I mean, you're talking about a defense maybe he got overshadowed a little bit last year by the likes of Blake Bowie, Carter Hanbury. Carter Hanbury is getting playing time for Southeastern on every special team, getting reps as the second team free safety. I think Southeastern got a steal of a deal.
And Collegiate is lucky that Dutchtown wasn't rushing. They had about 4 offensive linemen downfield, but I think they're just going to swallow that.
Down on the 35-yard line. Dutchtown
so it's going to be first down, Dutchtown in good field position.
Well, Collegiate was punting, so the ball went over the punter's head, but there wasn't a rush, so he was able to get it off.
Yeah.
And Dutchtown sits with great field position.
So let's see where they're going to mark it. And are they going to call the I don't know that they're going to call the ineligible player downfield. They were talking about things for a second, but it may just been the spot. And it's going to be the 35-yard line. And let's see. I think we got some new players in there. Clay Walker-Weiss? No, is he playing quarterback? Yes, he is. High snap. And that's number 13. Good job getting a hold of Woodward right there. He had a long run on his previous carry.
2nd and 8 for the Griffins.
So Walker-Weiss had the first. Oh, that's the brother, I believe, right? Yeah, they're brothers. Clay Walker-Weiss is the quarterback, and then number 41, Derek Walker-Weiss is the wide receiver. Thought that name sounded familiar. Not a lot of Walker-Weisses out there, except on the Dutchtown football team. So Walker Weiss at quarterback, handoff outside, lots of room and lots of blockers, but doesn't get the first down. So good pursuit right there. I think that's Hayden Becknell, number 32.
Yep, it is, sophomore running back. You know, it's a tough call, Jeff, because coaches, they really want to play the starters the entire first half and into maybe the first series of the second half so they can have their players' attention at halftime so they can talk about adjustments and different things. So this is really not the scenario probably that the coaches wanted, but a scenario that you deal with as you play the game and deal with the game at hand.
And you see Walker Weiss with a smart move. Play Walker Weiss takes the keeper off the high snap and gets the first down and keeps the chains moving.
18-yard line.
8:13 left to go in the second quarter. It's 35-0 Dutchtown. Clock has stopped. We're not in running time at this point. We don't expect that to be the case very soon.
Homecoming week, Jeff, coaches always worry about the focus of the players because of all the activities, the rolling of the houses and different things. And it looks like Dutchtown has handled that distraction during the week okay.
Yeah, and Woodward is back there to get the high snap. And this is why you need to have some of these backups in there so they can kind of get this cleaned up before district play begins, because your backup center might need to play a little bit, and he's having trouble with that high snap right now. And it's going to be second down and about 17 for the Griffins. They haven't moved backwards very much tonight.
No, Mason Dunn checks in at center, and that's timeout.
We're not at the hydration
break.
And so the Dolphins are going to call a timeout, and we are going to keep it here during this break. And we're going to look at the upcoming schedule for the Rev game of the week. And next week, it's going to be a historic night as Prairieville High School is going to play their first district football game, and we will be there to cover it. And that's going to be Dutchtown at Prairieville. But also keep in mind that in a couple of weeks we're going to have the swim meet. And also Santa Maria Dutchtown football. White Castle at Donaldsonville. That's Donaldsonville's homecoming for football. And that game is going to be live streamed on Rev Sports 1 and Rev Sports 2. And the replay times, you see the times right there as well. And it's going to be a fun week next week. Dutchtown at Prairieville. And Pat, you know, you have the rivalry already in Ascension Parish between Santa Maria and East Ascension. And most people are hoping and are optimistic that Dutchtown Prairieville will be on that level once the two schools are on kind of that same level. We'll talk about that in a second as we watch the replay, or not the replay, but the little screen inside the Becknell. And they get a lot of yards back, but that's what they hope to be, is like the other rivalry, the other like bitter rivalry, I guess.
Yeah, there was always talk about Dutchtown when they played EA that it was a cross-parish rival, or same thing with Santa Maria. But Dutchtown, Santa Maria, and Dutchtown EA never lived up to the billing of EA Santa Maria when that community packed the pit or packed Spartan Stadium. And we'll see what happens in 2 or 3 years when Prairieville has been in existence for a while, when their program has improved.
And it's going to be fourth down, and just having trouble with that snap, Coach. And let's see if they decide to go for it right here and try a longer field goal. Looks like the offense is going to stay in.
Well, that one was a little low, but the quarterback had his hands on it. At least you can get to a low and maybe scoop it like a ground ball, but when the ball's over your head, there's not a so.
But you got to be really careful too, though, Coach, right? Because if you go down, you can't go down on a knee and get the ball, because then it's going to be a dead ball.
True, and then it also messes up the time, and that one was a little slow, but Vice did a good job of going down there and getting it.
And you nearly had 6 points, but the pass is a little low. And I believe that's Gavin Phillips, the tight end, who was down there trying to make the catch, and it falls incomplete. And so we'll probably have about one more play before we go to the hydration break. As our score 35-0, it's been all Dutchtown so far here tonight. And kind of things have slowed down a little bit. Dutchtown's offense has slowed down a bit. They had the ball in scoring position, but really that drive was hurt by the center and his errant snaps, I suppose you could say.
Yep. Had a receiver open, but once again, that's guys that played Wednesday night at Hornville that's getting reps out there right now.
Yeah, that's a tough place to play. And you're probably still a little sore from that night. And so we have a dead ball delay a game.
Push back 5 yards. It'll be 1st and 15.
So 1st and 15 for the Dolphins. Things just not going right at all.
Well, Jeff, it was 28-0 at the first.
Yeah.
28 times 4 is
over 100.
Is worse than 2 times 35. So
yeah.
When it comes for collegiate, while they don't have any points on the board, they prefer this.
Yeah. But they need to get a first down. They haven't had one tonight, and you see the carry right there by number 2, Taurus Montgomery, senior running back. And they need to get out of the shadow of their own goal posts, because they're going to give Dutchtown really good field position if they can't get out of this. And now we're going to take a break and get the hydration timeout, and we're going to keep it here. And we're going to look at what happened last week in district. We've already talked about these games one time, but let's look at them again. We've talked about some of these games. Dutchtown beating Ponchatoula and the East Ascension defeating Salmon, and that was very impressive. Santa Maria postponed the game because of the hurricane last week. Parkview with a big win over Prairieville. Central defeated Denham Springs very easily. Dunham defeated Live Oak, and there Elijah Haven, their super quarterback, and then Walker just keeps on rolling.
Don't be deceived by that Dunham Live Oak score, because that score was 14-7 for like 3 quarters. So evidently there was some scoring late in that game. But Dunham's got a good football team. You're talking about the number 1 quarterback in the class of 2027.
Yeah, Elijah Haven. He's a guy that LSU already has their eyes on for sure.
He's got a couple already SEC offers. LSU hadn't been one of them yet, but that's coming.
Yeah. It looks like 2nd and 19. Shotgun. Trouble. Can he get out the end zone? Yes, he does. But he's going to be dropped at about the 1 or 2. But that avoids 2 points.
All right, Jeff, I'm going to turn this over to you.
Yep. Good luck.
I'll be back in the 3rd quarter.
And we'll see you as Coach Email's got to go down. His daughter Addison is on the homecoming court, and we wish her and all the homecoming maids luck. And I'll handle the rest of this 2nd quarter on my own. Maybe next time we can take one more look at the homecoming court when we get another break. But it's 3rd down and a lot. 3rd and 22, I think officially. And it's going to be 4th and about 22. So the ball is at the 3, so I think they're going to say he got a yard. So it's going to be 4th and 21 for the Dolphins. And so Dutchtown should get really good field position. Mayo was back receiving punts earlier. Now we see Martell Rogers. He has a touchdown on the night. He's going to go back to receive punts at this point. I believe this is Ridley that's going to handle the punting duties. And kind of goes straight up and takes a Dutchtown bounce. So they're going to get the ball in the red zone, 13 yards away. That's about the point where they gave it up. So basically all that's happened in the last couple of minutes is that basically a couple of minutes have elapsed off the clock, and we'll see if Dutchtown on this drive with 4:04 left to go before halftime can get some more points on the into the end zone. But if they're going to do that, they're going to have to figure out the snap issues that they were having on their previous drive. And so let's see who goes out there. Clay Walker-Weiss will handle the duties at quarterback. I believe Champagne's night is done. Langevin, I think, is in the backfield with him. And you saw the jump, and they'll get 5 more yards. As the clap and the cadence kind of fooled Collegiate. So now the ball inside the 10-yard line at the 9. Shotgun, Walker-Weiss in the end zone all alone. And is that what I think it was? Walker-Weiss to Walker-Weiss for the touchdown. So Clay Walker-Weiss completes the pass to Derek Walker-Weiss. So I think the Walker-Weiss family is very happy tonight as both kids get a touchdown, and it's 41-0 with 3:58 left to go in the second quarter. So we'll wait for the extra point. Manuel Cardona. One more time. And the extra point is good. So it's 42-0 with 3:58 left to go in the second quarter. Let's stay here. And we can take a look at the homecoming court one more time as we are moments away from the presentation of the senior maids. And there they are again: Addison Hines, Caitlin Bucci, Emma Glazer, Mariah Thompson, Andy Montague, Claire Flanagan, Katie Kuzi, Addison Hemel, Kendall Shank, and Addison Roden. And then the last group: Allie Clyburn, Elena Ellis, Jordan Hurst, Marley McClellan, Charlie Bourgeois, and Elise Groh. And that's your court. Something that's kind of interesting, I guess, if you want to look at the court. You have all those girls, about 15 girls. There are 3 Addisons on the court. And they go alphabetically by first name when they are introduced. And so you're going to see Addison, Addison, and Addison very early. And the third Addison will be Addison Email, the daughter of Coach Pat Email, who is headed that way right now. Roussel to kick. And that one is going to be a touchback. So first touchback tonight, as you see, number 1, Zion Taylor chasing it.
Dutchtown will have it first and 10.
And he'll just take it.
Will have it first and 10 from the 20-yard line.
And it'll be 1st and 10. And we are in running time. So this may be the final drive of the first half. So they're going to have to get those senior maids out there very quickly. So we're going to get to the end of the first half in just 2 minutes. We'll keep it here and we'll stay and get ready for the presentation of the homecoming court and the crowning of the homecoming queen. As a deep pass and good job by the receiver. And there's the first down of the night for Collegiate Prep.
Pass is complete.
And that's caught by number 1, Zion Taylor.
39-yard line.
Has a nice pass from number 5. Cannon, and good job keeping the eye on the ball and making the adjustment on the fly. And now Collegiate Prep. This is not their best field position of the night. They did have an interception deep in Dutchtown territory, but they were about to perhaps cross the Dutchtown side of the field, but not a lot of time left, as 1:12 left to go before halftime. We have a flag. So we're going to have the presentation of the court. We were told that the Dutchtown sound will play after the game, and so we will be giving you their show as well when that happens. Clock has to stop with the penalty. So Collegiate Prep is pushed back. And that didn't look clean right there. So we have a legal procedure, so they're going to be pushed back again. Clock stops at 36 seconds.
Ball is placed at the 39-yard line.
And now the clock runs again. They may get one more play off, perhaps. $20 seconds left. A very successful first half for Dutchtown on homecoming night. That's Porter on the carry, tackled by several Griffins on the final play of the first half. And so we were at halftime. Our score at the half, Dutchtown 42, Collegiate Prep Baton Rouge 0. We're at halftime, and I believe that we were about to get the presentation of the homecoming court and the crowning of the homecoming queen. I believe we're going to keep it here at this time because the court is presented right now. They're ready to go at about the 20-yard line on the far side of the field, on the right side of the field. And they're starting to line up the parents. And we don't want to miss any of the presentation, so I think we're going to keep it right here for right now. Our score again, Dutchtown 42, Collegiate Prep nothing. It's been all Dutchtown in the first half. They scored 28 in the first. They got a touchdown on the first play of the second quarter to make it 35-0, and then they just had a touchdown at the end of the first half to make it 42. But it's been Dutchtown all night, and now we are in running clock, and it should be a quick second half. So you see the senior maids ready to go at the 40-yard line.
Good evening and welcome to the 2024 Homecoming Court presentation and crowning of our queen. Our first senior maid is Addie Roden. Addie is the 17-year-old daughter of Shanna and Jared Roden. She is a 4-year member of Student Council, Be the Change Club, and 4-year member of Dutchtown Cheerleading, where she served as captain of JV. She is looking forward to being a part of the student section flight crew this upcoming school year. Addie recently served as the 2023 Team Jambalaya Queen. Her hobbies include reading, shopping, offshore fishing, Pilates, and traveling. After graduation, Addie plans to attend LSU and pursue a degree in chemical engineering. Addie would like to thank the cheerleading team for her nomination. Senior maid, Addie Roden. Senior maid, Addison Heights. Addison is the 17-year-old daughter of Kevin and Heather Heights. She has competed on the gymnastics team for 4 years and was a member of both JV and varsity cheer. She has also participated in Student Council, Be the Change, and Allied Health. This year, she has enjoyed cheering on the Griffins as a captain of the flight crew. In her free time, Addison enjoys spending time with her family and friends. Upon graduation, she plans to attend Southeastern Louisiana University, majoring in biological sciences before applying to dental school. Addison would like to thank the gymnastics team for her nomination. Senior maid, Addison Heights. Senior maid, Addison Email. Addison is the 17-year-old daughter of Tricia and Patrick Email. She's a 4-year member of the Griffin Girls and current team captain. She's been in student council and Beta for 4 years, mentors and Be the Change for 3 years, and National Honor Society for 2 years, where she currently serves as vice president. Addison is a part of the Talented and Gifted Academic Program and represented Dutchtown High as a Louisiana Girl State delegate this summer. Addison has been dancing for 15 years, enjoys spending time with her sisters, traveling, listening to music, and hanging out with the Griffin Girls. Upon graduation, Addison plans to attend a university and major in industrial engineering. Addison would like to thank the Griffin Girls for her nomination. Senior maid, Addison Email. Senior maid, Elena Ellis. Elena is the 17-year-old daughter of Carmen Levy and Anthony Ellis. She is escorted by her grandfather, Ernest Smith. She's a 4-year varsity member of Dutchtown track and field team. She has danced for 13 years at Yvonne's Directions in Dance as a member of the studio's competition team. In her spare time, Elena enjoys spending time with her family and traveling. Upon graduation, Elena plans to attend Southeastern Louisiana University and major in nursing. Elena would like to thank the track team for her nomination. Senior maid, Elena Ellis. Senior maid, Elise Grove. Elise is the 19-year-old daughter of Lynette and Keith Grove. She is a 4-year member of choir and has been a cheerleader for the wrestling team for 4 years. Elise has represented Dutchtown in the Special Olympics in both bowling and track. Elise plays baseball with the Team of Dreams in Gonzales and swims for the area Special Olympics team. She enjoys arts and crafts, baking, and spending time with friends and family. Upon graduation, Elise plans to continue to work on her independent living skills, work at Chick-fil-A, and eventually give back to the community by working with young children. Elise would like to thank the Youth Serving Youth Club for her nomination. Senior maid, Elise Grove. Senior maid, Allie Clyburn. Allie is the 17-year-old daughter of Christy and Chad Clyburn. She has been a member of the Ascension Parish 4-H Club for 9 years, participating in livestock projects and cooking events. She has served as president, secretary, and reporter during her years in 4-H. Allie is also a member of the Louisiana Junior High and High School Rodeo Associations for 7 years and represents Dutchtown High at each rodeo in barrel racing, pole bending, breakaway roping, and team roping. One of Allie's favorite events is organizing the annual Special Needs Rodeo. In her free time, Allie enjoys spending time with family and friends. Upon graduation, Allie plans to attend Tarleton State University and major in health science to pursue a career as an occupational therapist. Allie would like to thank the 4-H Club for her nomination. Senior maid, Allie Clyburn. Senior maid, Katie Kuzi. Katie is the 17-year-old daughter of Chrissy and Brett Lerat. She's a 4-year member of Student Council and the current Student Body Vice President. She has been in Beta Club for 4 years and Be the Change for 3 years. Katie has been a 4-year varsity starter for the Griffins volleyball team, and she's been playing beach volleyball for 4 years. In her spare time, Katie enjoys spending time with her family and friends. Upon graduation, Katie plans to attend Southeastern University, where she was offered a full scholarship to play beach volleyball. Katie would like to thank Student Council and the volleyball team for her nominations. Senior maid, Katie Kuzi. Senior maid, Charlie Bourgeois. Charlie is the 17-year-old daughter of Chaz and Mindy Bourgeois. She's a 4-year member of Dutchtown Soccer and has been in the Allied Health Program and Be the Change Club for 3 years. She is also part of the Allied Health CTE internship. Charlie has played soccer for 10 years, spending the last few years with the Ascension Flight Soccer Club. In her spare time, Charlie enjoys traveling with her family and hanging out with her friends. Upon graduation, Charlie plans to attend Southeastern Louisiana University and major in nursing. Charlie would like to thank Dutchtown Soccer for her nomination. Senior maid, Charlie Bourgeois. Senior maid, Claire Flanagan. Claire is the 17-year-old daughter of Nicole and James Flanagan. She's a 4-year member of the cheer team and the Dutchtown Sound, as well as section leader for the baritones. She has been in Beta, Student Council, and Mentors for 3 years, as well as Rho Kappa and National Honor Society for 2 years. Claire has been involved in the Talented Music program for 10 years. She enjoys traveling, spending time with her friends, and taking pictures. Upon graduation, Claire plans to attend the University of Alabama and major in free dentistry. Claire would like to thank the Dutchtown Sound for her nomination. Senior maid, Claire Flanagan. Senior maid, Emma Glazer. Emma is the 17-year-old daughter of Alex LeBeau Glazer and Aaron Glazer. She's a 4-year member of the cheer team and spent 1 year as captain of the JV team. She has also been in the Interact Club and Be the Change Club for 2 years. When she is not busy with schoolwork, she enjoys working at Virgo Boutique, helping customers find the perfect outfit. Emma enjoys shopping, exercising, and playing with her dog Coco. Upon graduation, Emma plans to attend Southeastern and major in biology. Emma would like to thank the Interact Club for her nomination. Senior maid, Emma Glazer. Senior maid, Jordan Hurst. Jordan is the 17-year-old daughter of Robin and John Hurst. She is a 4-year member of Student Council and the current student body president. She is also a 4-year member of the Spanish Club, 3-year member of Mentors, Be the Change, the Badminton Club, the Yearbook Club, and 2-year member of National Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, and Rho Kappa. Jordan has been swimming competitively 15 years and has been a member of the Dutchtown swim team for 4 years. Jordan enjoys spending time with her friends and brothers. Upon graduation, Jordan plans to attend LSU and double major in mass communication and business administration. Jordan would like to thank the swim team and student council for her nominations. Senior maid, Jordan Hurst. Senior maid, Caitlin Bucci. Caitlin is the 17-year-old daughter of Mark and Christy Bucci. She's a 3-year cross-country athlete and one of the current captains, as well as a 4-year track athlete, 3-year freshman mentor, and 2-year student council member. In her spare time, she participates in her church's youth group and enjoys being a volunteer at Vacation Bible School. Caitlin also enjoys hanging out with friends and family and going to church on Sundays. Upon graduation, Caitlin plans to attend college and major in architectural studies. Caitlin would like to thank Dutchtown Cross Country for her nomination. Senior maid, Caitlin Bucci. Senior maid, Kendall Shank. Kendall is the 17-year-old daughter of Michelle and Derek Shank. Kendall has been an athletic trainer and wrestling manager for 4 years. She is also a 4-year Beta Club member and current president. Additionally, Kendall is an active member of Allied Health, Be the Change, FCA, National Honor Society, and Freshman Mentors. She's also part of the Gifted and Talented program. In her spare time, Kendall enjoys photography, Bible study, and shopping. Upon graduation, Kendall plans to attend Nicholls State University and major in nursing. Kendall would like to thank Athletic Training, Be the Change, FCA, and Beta Club for her nominations. Senior maid, Kendall Shank. Senior maid, Marley McClellan. Marley is the 17-year-old daughter of Rusty and Romney McClellan. She is a 4-year member and current president of the Thespian Society. She has been in the choir's vocal ensemble for 4 years, Be the Change for 4 years, Beta Club for 3 years, Rho Kappa for 2 years, and National Honor Society for 2 years. She has also performed at Center Stage Performing Arts Academy for 8 years as a member of the studio's musical theater competition team. In her spare time, Marley enjoys singing, working with children, and listening to true crime podcasts. Upon graduation, Marley plans to attend the University of Tennessee and pursue a career in law. Marley would like to thank the Thespian Society for her nomination. Senior maid, Marley McClellan. Senior maid, Mariah Thompson. Mariah is the 17-year-old daughter of Aaron Lemon and T.J. Thompson. She's a 4-year member of both the gymnastics team and cheer team. She is also a 3-year member of student council and freshman mentors. Mariah has cheered for 6 years and attained 2 UCA national championships and 2 LHSAA gymnastics state championships. In her free time, Mariah enjoys shopping, teaching tumbling, hanging out with her friends and family, and playing with her 2-year-old brother Blake. Upon graduation, Mariah plans to attend LSU and major in biological engineering. Mariah would like to thank the gymnastics team for her nomination. Senior maid, Mariah Thompson. Senior maid, Nandi Montague. Nandi is the 16-year-old daughter of Emil and Whit Montague. She's a 4-year member of both the tennis team and Thespian Society. She has also been in the Allied Health Program for 3 years and Rho Kappa for 2 years. Nandi enjoys spending her spare time with her friends, family, and tortoise, Percy. She also enjoys crocheting, painting, and playing Minecraft. Upon graduation, she plans to attend LSU and major in marketing. Nandi would like to thank the tennis team for her nomination. Senior maid, Nandi Montague. At this time, we would like to welcome our 2023 homecoming queen, Raquel Velez. Raquel is the 18-year-old daughter of Candace and Stacy Spears. She attends LSU and majors in biological engineering pre-medicine in pursuit of becoming a neurologist. Raquel works at a coffee house and volunteers at the Baton Rouge General and the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank. She enjoys spending her spare time with her friends and family. She is excited to return to her alma mater and pass the crown to our new queen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our 2024 Dutchtown High School homecoming queen is Elise Grove. Is the 19-year-old daughter of Lynette and Steve Grove. She is a 4-year member of choir and has also been a cheerleader for the wrestling team for 4 years. Elise represented Dutchtown in the Special Olympics in both bowling and track. Elise plays baseball with the team of Dreams in Gonzales and swims for the area Special Olympic team. She enjoys arts and crafts, baking, and spending time with friends and family. Upon graduation, Elise plans to continue to work on her independent living skills, work at Chick-fil-A, and eventually give back to the community by working with young children. Elise would like to thank the Youth Serving Youth Club for her nomination. Your 2024 Homecoming Queen, Elise Grove.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up, raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
Give us a call.
The expert you can trust. Cypress Roofing, count on us.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SEC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SEC today.
We're REV Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. REV Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Welcome back to the Rev Game of the Week. I'm Jeff Porsche, and Patrick Email will be joining me a little bit later in the second half. We'd like to extend our congratulations to the 2024 Dutchtown High School homecoming queen, Miss Elise Groh, and that was a great moment. And you could tell how excited she was, and that's what it's all about. And probably very unexpected for her, and so congratulations. And you could tell she had a great time, and that was just a wonderful moment for everybody involved. And so we are ending our halftime presentation. As you see, Elise chosen. That's just a great moment. So here we are, about ready to start the second half. We're going to try to see if we can get her to come up here at some point in the second half. We may or may not be able to get to that. We'll see how she's feeling about that. But we are still in the middle of a football game. And Dutchtown kind of took command of this game early as they scored twice in about the first 3 minutes of the game. And from then on, really didn't look back. They were up 28-0 at the end of the first quarter. Then they scored another touchdown on the first play of the second quarter to make it 35-0, and then a touchdown at the end of the first half to make it 42-0. And Collegiate was able to get one first down in the first half on a long pass downfield, but with the running clock, they weren't able to get any momentum and move any further than around midfield. And so that's how the first half ended. And so we'll go ahead and get ready for the second half. As you see the flight crew right there. They've had a lot to cheer about here tonight as Dutchtown comes out onto the field to begin the second half. And they're going to receive the ball to start the second half. And we are about ready to go. You can see Collegiate's been ready for a couple of minutes. Dutchtown kind of had that little extended break because you had the homecoming presentation, which always takes a little extra time.
And please remember, it's your choice where to get your vehicle repaired.
But we are ready to get the second half underway, and I want to remind you we're going to give you the entire second half and see how that works, and then we will get the Dutchtown sound at the end of the game, and we'll hear from them. As it looks like in just a few minutes, we're going to be able to talk to Elise Grove very quickly as she's making her way up the stairs.
Ridley kicking off for the Dolphins.
So she's about ready to join us as we get the kickoff underway, and it's taken by Dutchtown, and it's taken by number 80, Jordan Odom. And so it's going to be a first down for Dutchtown. And we are now joined by the Dutchtown 2024 homecoming queen, Miss Elise Grove. And Elise, it's great to have you up here. How you feel?
It's great to be here.
Yeah, you look so surprised.
I know I was.
And that was just a great moment. So what went through your head? Like, what do you think?
Like, am I going to get it or am I not? Like, all of that.
Yeah, and you got it, and then I could tell you were like crying, and it was so emotional. We were all so happy for you. And so, you know, so how are you gonna be the homecoming queen tomorrow night over at the dance? What are you gonna go out to the dance and have fun?
Yes, with my crown and everything.
All right, so you are just so excited about this. I can tell how excited you are.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. You know, what do you like to do? Tell me some things about you.
I used to do horseback riding for a very long time.
Okay.
And then we switched that to baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Love playing baseball.
Yeah.
And then I have a swim meet on Sunday.
Okay. So you compete in a lot of these events, right? They talked about how you competed with the Special Olympics and everything like that.
Yes.
So what events do you do in the Special Olympics?
Track.
Mm-hmm.
And swimming.
Okay. As we see Dutchtown, they're about to score a touchdown. Look at this. So Dutchtown has scored a touchdown while you were on the air. What do you think about that?
I just want to cheer my boys on. Let's go Dutchtown.
Yeah, that was great. And so you get a touchdown right there on the long run by Owen Fletcher. And so what do you think about the game tonight? How do you feel about what we saw tonight so far?
The game tonight is good. We're really ripping them up like pieces.
All right.
Like pieces of candy.
Okay, so you're just having a great time with all of that. And I'm so glad that you're able to come up here and talk to us for a couple of minutes. So we're going to get the extra point, and then we'll let you go down because I know there's a lot of people that want to talk to you, right?
Okay, yes.
Yeah, the extra point is good. And so that's Routson with the extra point. So our score is now 49-0. That's a great score for homecoming, right? And there you are on the air right there. You see, so like, let's see how you react. What do you think? Oh my God, look at that. How do you feel about that?
That's awesome.
We are so proud of you. So there's Elise Grove, our 2024 Homecoming Queen. Congratulations one more time.
Go Dutchtown. Let's go, boys. Let's rock 'em and sock 'em.
All right, great job. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, so there you go. There's our halftime interview and beginning of the second half interview with Elise Grove. So thank you very much. We are now about 2 minutes into the second half, and our score 49-0. And at least you did a great job. So thank you so much. All right. So again, the kicking honors come from Oakley Rutson, and here we are. And so it's taken by Collegiate. It takes a funny bounce, and they're going to pick it up and try to move forward, and they do a little bit past the 10, returned by Zion Taylor. So we want to thank Joy Cascio for bringing her up here. As we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get her, but Joy has a couple of other things to do as she's got to take Elise around a little bit. So we're going to let her go take care of Elise for a little bit, and we want to thank her for everything she's done to get her up here and to help us get the shot of the homecoming queen, that great reaction shot. And people like Stacy Roberts and Joy Cascio and Laura Frew and all the staff members at Dutchtown are so helpful to Rev and helping us get all that and letting us know what's going on and getting the shots of the homecoming court and everything like that. And so we want to thank everybody who helps make that happen here at Dutchtown High School. As you see the replay right there and the direct snap to the back, and he's pretty much going nowhere. Gets a yard maybe, and so it's second down, and we're in the running clock waiting for Patrick Email, my broadcast partner, to come back up. Of course, she had Addison Email, who you presented. You saw him, and he was a proud dad as well. So we have a whistle, and it looks like a timeout's being called by Collegiate Prep, and so we'll keep it here. And let's talk about what's going on next week in District 5A, because we said that this week, or next week, is the first week of district play. This week is the final week of non-district play for the entire district. Now, you're going to have one team, and it looks like the team that doesn't get the district game next week is going to be Sandoval, because they're playing Scotlandville, and Scotlandville is in the 4-5A district with the East Baton Rouge teams. And so you have Dutchtown at Prairieville. That's going to be our Rev game of the week next week. East Ascension, they're going on the road against Denham Springs. And then you have Walker that's going to play at Live Oak. So there's only one game in Ascension Parish next week, and so that's going to be our Rev game of the week, the Dutchtown at Prairieville matchup. We did get a score earlier from Prairieville. That score at the half, 35-6, Riverside leading Prairieville. So you're going to get an incomplete pass on second down and 9. And so now it's third down, and again, we have the running clock, you see right there. And so Patrick is back up here, and he'll be joining us in a second. I'll give you a second to catch your breath. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Hold on. Okay. All right. So you're back, but we will see the high snap and going down on a knee. And Pat, I know you're proud of your daughter, and I know you were pulling for her to win as you see the snap about to go over the quarterback's head. But you have to be happy for Elise, and you didn't get to see the interview, but she was so fired up, and it was a great interview, and like the look on her face was just precious.
Yeah, no doubt. You have to be happy for her, and to see her brother down there after. He was emotional. Tristy, who's part of the special ed, she couldn't even talk. She was so emotional about the process, and man, you could tell by the roar when her name was called.
Yeah.
And I'll let you call it.
Well, it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Griffins as they were going for it right there, I think. And so Griffins will take over. That wasn't your first rodeo. That was, what, your third rodeo?
That was the third. 17, 22, and 24. And the fact that you got a 600 in the class.
Yeah.
And, you say 300 young ladies, and to have your daughter to be a part of that each time that you have a senior is pretty special. And the queen part of it, that would just be icing on the cake, but the cake of it is just the experience that all of them have partaken over the past couple weeks, ever since being nominated and then having their name come across the loudspeaker at school, and knowing that
it's about a yard.
Yeah.
The student body had voted for you. And that just says a lot about all 16 members of the court.
Right, and you see the run right there by Woodward. We have a new quarterback. I believe that may be Cole Bowling at quarterback. They have Drew Bartley listed as a DB at number 19. And I know that's not Drew. So I believe that's Bowling, who is supposed to wear number 18. And that may be a turnover if they can get their hands on it before it goes out of bounds. And they do, and it's a turnover for Collegiate Prep. So, they're still playing out there. And you're still having some miscues with the second and third string. That was number 29, I believe, Sansbury, that had the carry.
Those youngsters are starting to feel out. Friday night is a little different than playing on Tuesday and Wednesday, Jeff, and the pressure's a little different. And but
they're going to be a little stiff too. Like I said, that you played 48 hours ago. It wasn't against the same level of competition, but when you play ball, it takes a day or so to get you back recovered, right? And then you're just jumping right back on the field.
So you got to be out there for your teammates and know that they can count on you. And the only way to do that is to get the experience and put together positive plays.
And that was not one of them. As the ball on the ground, just rolling down to the quarterback. And that's number 5 again. I believe that's Cannon.
How did Joy Cascio came up here?
Yeah, she came up here, but she had to go take Elise to some other places to help her around and help her take care of her duties. So we kind of gave her the night off with the running clock and you coming back up here and everything like that. But you could talk about some of the events because I know I can't talk about them as I'm no longer a Griffin. But you can tell me some of the events because I know that you had to participate in most of them with your children being a big part of all the events.
Well, just like.
And you have a touchdown as it goes. We got to talk about that in a minute. I think that was just stripped out of the hands. Looks like Noah Baker, number 56. That's number 6. Drew Price with the points. Sophomore defensive lineman.
They don't get TD next to that name too often.
Yeah. And he just kind of got a gift right there. He wasn't even on the tackle, and the ball just bounced into his hands, and he walked in. Good for him.
Right place at the right time.
Yeah.
Or like you were last night, sometimes it's wrong place.
Yeah, well.
Wrong time.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to share that with the entire parish, right?
We just glad you're safe, Jeff Porsche.
Yes. So Rutson is coming in to kick the extra point. It's no good. So it's 55-0 with 3:01 left to go. And let's talk about before we can talk about during the action a little bit of the homecoming events, but we got a couple of other things we can look at. Why don't we look at the top 10 from week 3 going into this season? And you're going to see at the top of the rankings, you're going to see the defending state champions, the Ruston.
Did they play Acadiana week 1? Was that game week 1?
I don't recall.
I can't remember.
I mean, with the hurricane and everything and other things going on, I can't remember.
Because Acadiana they beat Zachary last week.
Yeah.
So that's where that one win comes from. But so I don't know anybody else that that played Acadiana. I think it was Ruston, but I'm not 100% certain. But
Catholic High, they had the win last week, the big win against STM.
They broke Destrehan's 30-some-odd home winning streak week 1.
So to go through the whole thing, Ruston, Carr, Catholic High, Acadiana, Neville, Zachary, Destrehan, John Curtis, St. Aug, and Ash, Alexandria Senior High. And a lot of the reason why some of those teams are 1-1 are because they played other teams in the top 10, like you were talking about with Acadiana, and Destrehan played Catholic High, so they have a loss. As you see the kick, and they have just had all kind of problems just handling these kicks. And they're up and running, and I don't know if they're going to consider this an actual return. That was Dimitri Porter, but it looked like he was down with the ball.
Well, return to the
so I don't know what that was. So what's some of the things that happened this week that you might want to let people know about?
Well, you had the Disney theme for the homecoming week, and just like traditionally with every school, homecoming week, you have a theme every week. I mean, every day of the week, and Dynamic Duo was one day. Then today was Color Wars, and then yesterday was one class had 4th of July Freedom, and one class had Mardi Gras. So they had to dress that part. We had Soccer Mom and Barbecue Dad one day. That was pretty interesting. The kids got into that. And they turned the Dynamic Duo into a Griffin game.
Oh, okay.
And so it traditionally, and there's a pickup.
And that was recovered by number 33. It's Braden Jaro.
On the ground, recovered by DUTCHTOWN.
And you see him picking it up. I don't know that he was ever down. They might have just blown the whistle, but I don't know that there it was. Yeah, his knee was definitely down.
Yep.
And so DUTCHTOWN may be about to break the 60 spot right here.
So it wasn't a lot of Griffin games are the number of participants. So it wasn't the number of people per class. It was who won. And the winner was Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump. And we have a Meredith young lady that's in a wheelchair, so she played Lieutenant Dan.
Oh, okay. Well, that's kind of fitting.
And so the fact that you're able to be in that situation and play that role, and talking to a teacher today about her, she's actually a twin, and she was in an accident a number of years ago and ended up having her in a wheelchair. Those twins and my twins were friends in primary school, and then they went to different middle schools. But the fact that she was able to do that and just have a good spirit about her was a credit to the winner, Lieutenant Dan and Forrest Gump, today announced at the pep rally. So the seniors who have won the Griffin games 3 years in a row, trying to win it for a 4th year, got 50 points in that competition this week.
That's always a lot of fun, the Griffin Games competition. And we're talking about, of course, DUTCHTOWN for homecoming. And they've had a very successful run under Guy Mistretta. And we can talk about where they were in the last 5 seasons. And last season, they were kind of a thunderstorm away from getting to the Dome, as they were up 28-13 on Ruston. Not Ruston, Zachary, and then the Hurricane. Well, not the Hurricane. What am I saying? I'm getting it all mixed up. The thunderstorm came, and then the next day they came. Zachary came back and won and got to the Dome. They got to the regionals before that, but they always are a playoff team, and they just keep on getting better under Guy Mistretta.
11-2 semifinals, and that play is blown dead as we can continue to talk. So a lot of pressure, you know, when you're successful sometimes, and I think a lot of programs go through it, you think when you strap on the helmet that has a D on it, or a JC for John Curtis, or LSU on the side of it, or Alabama in college, that you're going to win just because you strap the helmet on. But they learn early on that they got to put the work in. And some of these guys for Dutchtown has playing the right technique, playing low, and with leverage is something that they're continuing to have to learn. And if they're going to make a run to that same position, they're going to have to continue to get better in all phases.
They are going to improve to 3-0 tonight. It's 1st and goal from the 4. New quarterback again, number 14 now. That's Owen Fletcher.
Owen Fletcher's in my class. He's I thought he was a wide receiver. Didn't realize he was getting some snaps.
Well, they've given a lot of guys some carries. I mean, some snaps at quarterback. As you're going to see a touchdown right there from Hayden Becknell. And so Dutchtown, I don't know that they've ever broken a 60 spot before, but they just did tonight. That was an easy score.
Well, in order to break the 60 mark, the other team's got to help you do that. And
yeah, they had a lot of turnovers here tonight.
And short fields usually add up to points.
Yeah, you had a couple of fumbled kickoff. You had the strip that went right into the hands of the big D lineman. You had an interception. Then the next play they scored. Extra point right there by Rutson. So now it's 62-0. Dutchtown leads. And we were talking about Dutchtown and how they advanced to the semifinals last year for the first time in their history. Let's look at what their schedule is going to look like this season. So Dutchtown's 2024 schedule, they're about to move to 3-0. They beat Madison Prep. That was a close game for a long time, and in the second half they ran away with it. Ponchatoula wasn't really close. They get Prairieville and Santa Maria the next 2 weeks before their open date. They should be able to probably win those 2 games, and then you get to some tough games with Denham, Walker, and East Central.
Well, that open week, Jeff, we talked about it early in the game when you got that odd number district and it depends on where it falls. And a lot of district that may have 9 teams or some have 10 and they take up the whole schedule. There's not a whole lot of, but you got to be selective. You don't want to necessarily have an Alabama the week before you play Tennessee. You rather have an open date type of deal. So
Dutchtown's about to recover. Oh, no, I think it might have been stripped at the last second.
I think they got it back. Dolphins got it back. So Coach Mastretta wants to be smart if that becomes available. And you never know. Like last week, I'm trying to think, Cecilia was supposed to play EA.
No, they're supposed to play Santa Maria.
Was supposed to play Santa Maria. So EA was supposed to play some so Cecilia and Santa Maria got canceled. Cecilia played St. Aug.
Yeah, that was
So
what happened.
something like that could happen during the season where one team can't play, and it just kind of, it's the perfect marriage that you can play that game on that open date.
But you also saw after that open date, you got Denham, you got Walker, you got EA. Those are 3 tough games, maybe the 3 toughest games in the district back to back to back, and you want to be healthy for them and win the district and get power points right there. So that's also part of the consideration, I suppose, if you're Guy Mastretta.
You know, Denham's going to be an interesting team come that point in the season.
Yeah, they went from a share of the district title to not winning any district games over the course of one season, and I think just everything kind of fell apart for Coach Beard last year. Just things didn't go right, and you know that they are not as bad as that. And the year before that, they were a quarterfinalist. So you got a team that theoretically can be very good. And you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think Coach Beard's trying to figure out what he's going to get too, because they went on that run. They started that really started against Dutchtown, because Dutchtown was really in control of that game in the first half, and Denham came back and won in the second half and propelled them on to a great season. So with a quarterfinal run. So it's kind of when are you playing good, and how you get matchups are so important in the playoffs.
You've seen this so much. Collegiate's just so frustrated right now. You can tell. It just doesn't seem to be going right. And the snaps are not bad, but they're kind of hot. I think you talked about that earlier. That was a hot snap. I think it was a little high.
It looked really high, but I think it was kind of a reflection off of the hand of the quarterback. And, of course, Dutchtown, this is the third or fourth group that they've run out there. They got fresh legs. They're trying to make plays. They want somebody to see them on film. Coach, I can play next week if you give me some opportunities.
They got a big guy out there, number 74, Kobe Moore. That's a big dude right there. And they get past him, though.
And that's the
And the
ball
ball's
on
on
the
the
ground.
ground again. Dutchtown's going to get red zone football one more time.
Number 30,
The first quarter is sponsored by
35.
35.
Carries winning brands like Graven, Steel, Red, Yeti.
Marcelo Rizzuto.
Knock it out with the Graven.
Marcelo Rizzuto. Sounds like a kid of a New York Yankee.
Rush on down to Hudson Base Hardware.
So Rizzuto makes the play, and it's a first down for Dutchtown at the 13-yard line.
So I got Owen Fletcher in my class. He gets to talk about playing quarterback and leading a drive. And then I also have Marcelo Rizzuto in class.
Yeah.
And he's going to talk about his fumble recovery.
Holy cow. Little call out to Phil right there. Phil Rizzuto. And it looks like Dutchtown's going to maybe take a knee right here. And
when I talked to the coaches before the game, my comments to them was, hey, hope you come out healthy.
Yeah.
Hope you come out healthy. So.
And Collegiate, they're just struggling out there. Let's see if they can do anything the rest of the season. They had the game against Abramson Psi Academy canceled last week. They get U-High next week. Bless their hearts. That's going to be a tough one. But then they get some couple of easier games. They got Mentorship, Glen Oaks, Parkview. That's going to be a tough one. Madison, oh boy. And then they end the season with Cecilia. They've got a brutal schedule. For considering they're a 3A team, but they just don't have a lot of players. And that's just a brutal district right there. When you're playing against Cecilia, you're playing against Madison, you're playing against Parkview, you're playing against U-High. My goodness. That's got to be one of the toughest 3A districts I've seen.
Yeah, that's going to definitely be a coaching challenge to keep the kids up and wanting to come to practice. And it's going to be a challenge.
Yep.
Because it definitely doesn't get any easier with U-High next week.
So they're going to take a knee, it looks like. They got a guy back in center field just to make sure that nothing strange happens. And we're on the running clock, so they're probably running down to about 3 minutes here, and then we'll see what Collegiate can do. But Collegiate, you can just tell they look like a team that's basically just done. We're done tonight. And Dutchtown really doesn't want to rub it in. They're not trying to score 70 or 80 on these guys.
No, they're doing the right thing, and
you just see the body language. You're just on the bench. You're just kind of like, man, I'm exhausted. They are exhausted because they're playing against. You're bringing in 280, 300-pound guys, just constant in rotation on that Dutchtown side. And they're just not that size, and that's just been the brutal part of it.
Yeah, good crowd tonight, Jeff. When I walked the other side, you could see it's senior night for the football team and the training staff, along with homecoming. So good game, good gate.
Yeah,
good to see the stands full, and of course the band moved back into the bleachers instead of being in the end zone, so it looks full.
Yeah, it gives it a better look when you have like the television crowds out there, like Channel 9 does their show, and you can get a good crowd shot and things like that. So it's just a good place to put them. While we have this time, maybe we can take one final look at the senior homecoming girls, and I want to give one more shout out to Elise Groh, as you see right there, Addison Heinz, Caitlin Bucci, Emma Glazer, Mariah Thompson, Andy Montague, Claire Flanagan, Katie Kuzi, Addison, I know you're so proud of her, Kendall Shank, and Addison Roden. And then you have the queen down on the bottom right, Elise Groh, Allie Clyburn, Lena Ellis, Jordan Hurst, Marley McClellan, Charlie Bourgeois, and then Queen Elise. And she's going to be having a great time tomorrow night at the dance.
Yeah, she's going to find out who her king is. It'll be interesting because put me down for Joshua Lewis as the king tomorrow night, just seeing how things go.
Mm-hmm. So is he a leader in the locker room, you think?
I believe he's a leader school-wide.
Yeah.
Very respectful young man. Taking honors classes, 4+ GPA, in there with all the honors kids, without a shadow of a doubt. That's who they look to. I mean, they voted him team captain too. So.
Yeah. You know, when I know a kid from Dutchtown, that's not always a good thing because I was at ISSB for a couple of years. And I knew Joshua Lewis. But you know why I knew him? Because I was also the dual enrollment coordinator. And he was taking all the dual enrollment math classes with Mr. Hooper. And so that's how I knew him, because I had to go get him registered for his dual enrollment classes. And you don't see every football player taking dual enrollment, AP classes and all that. But he's one of those guys. And the clock is running at 2:20, and it looks like we're going to have a change of possession. But whoever it is, there's a lot of great choices. I mean, Josh Lewis is just one of several good choices.
30 senior football players, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a football player. It just seems like it works out that way.
Yeah, can't the managers or the trainers be part of that as well?
As far as I know, the senior class voted the same day they voted for Queen, they voted for the king.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sure of the entire process, but yeah. I'm sure it's something like that. So let's see what Collegiate can do. They're still working out that shotgun. Deep pass. And he's there, and it's stripped away at the last second. I think that's number 80.
Yeah.
That's Jordan Odom.
Jordan Odom. I have Jordan as well. He's probably going to tell me about that breakup.
Yep.
He's been playing on both sides of the ball, a little wide receiver and safety. Little Travis Henry.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I was about to say Travis Henry.
Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I think I get your Travis's wrong as you see the great shot of all the girls on the homecoming court. We're down inside of a minute, so we're not wrapping it up here because we may take a break for a brief moment, but after the quarterback gets away and just getting pummeled out there, we're going to probably break, and we're going to come back and get what would be usually the halftime show from the Dutchtown Sound. And they're set up in that far end zone over on the left side, and it looks like they got about 450 people that are going to be out on the field, because you got the color guard, you got the Griffin girls, you got the band, and so it's going to be one heck of a performance. So stay around and check that out, as we are probably not going to get another play off. Our final score is going to be 62-0, as we're now inside of 10 seconds. And if I were Collegiate, I probably wouldn't want to run another play. So they're heading there like they might, but they are not. And so that's the ball game. And so a big win on homecoming night for Guy Mastretta and his Dutchtown Griffins, as Dutchtown defeats Collegiate Academy Baton Rouge by a final score of 62-0. And so as they get ready to shake hands, we'll take a break, and we're going to come back and get the Dutchtown Sound and their performance. So it's 62-0 final score. You're watching the Rev Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of Dutchtown High School would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of our Griffins Sports Medicine Program: Advantage Physical Therapy, Cotta Law Firm, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Hollis Orthodontics.
We're back, and our final score is 62-0. Jeff Porsche, Patrick Email with you, kind of wrapping things up, and the Dutchtown Sound getting ready to come out onto the field. want to remind you of our REV Game of the Week schedule that's going to come up next week. Only one game in Ascension Parish in the 5-5A area, and that is Dutchtown at Prairieville. That's going to be our game of the week next week. And you see right there, that's the non-district games. Or actually, that is they're all district games except the one on the bottom. So you have the Dutchtown to Prairieville game. That's going to be our game of the week. Santa Maria gets the non-district game against Scotlandville. But the other things that are going to be happening here on our upcoming REV schedule is you got Dutchtown to Prairieville Friday night next week. Then in a couple of weeks, you're going to get the Ascension Parish swim meet, and that's always fun to check out. And then you're going to get Santa Maria at Dutchtown. So we're going to be back here at Griffin Field in 2 weeks to get a Ascension Parish showdown between Santa Maria and Dutchtown. And so right now we're going to take another short break, and when we come back, the Dutchtown Sound will be ready to perform. Our final score again, 62-0. You're watching the REV Game of the Week.
It's game time. That's right. Get ready to rev up. Raise the bar. Go from 0 to 100. That's why REV is bringing the speed. Buku speed. High-powered internet speed that tackles every upload, download, and stream. With the most reliable network born right here in Louisiana. All backed by homegrown support. It's time to experience the power of Buku speed. Make the switch to REV. Visit us at letsrev.com.
BT Chapman and AJ Pickett with Advantage Therapy are honored and excited to team up with Dutchtown High School's athletics. At Advantage Therapy, we are dedicated to helping our patients regain the highest possible functional status through one-on-one patient care. Advantage Therapy has spent nearly 2 decades providing both outpatient orthopedic physical therapy and occupational therapy to the people of Ascension and surrounding parishes. From all of us at Advantage Therapy, go Griffins!
No one teaches you what to do immediately after an accident. Once everyone is safe, your first call should be to an attorney, not the insurance company.
Don't let the insurance company take advantage of you at your time of need. Call the Title Law Firm. We'll walk you through what you need to do in real time.
But you can take advantage of the Title Law Firm's 30 years of experience.
Before you call your insurance, make a free, no-obligation call to the Title Law Firm.
Call 756-0007 when you're injured. You gotta call Title.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Chris's Specialty Foods has you covered for tailgating this season. We do all the prep work so you can spend time enjoying your family and friends. Steaks, burgers, sausage, chicken, wild game, and many other great pork options. Our central location is now open on Wax Road behind the Walmart. And the new Highland location serves hot lunches and has a meeting space for your work team. New Orleans and Millerville are rocking as well. It's fast, affordable, and delicious. It's Chris's Specialty Foods.
Everybody loves Chris's.
Dr. Brian Hollis is Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Dr. Hollis has an excellent reputation for bringing state-of-the-art technology and the highest standard of patient care to Ascension. He attended LSU Dental School, and he completed a residency to become a board-certified specialist in orthodontics. An avid supporter in our community, Dr. Hollis is married to Celeste Pyron Hollis, and they have 4 children. Dr. Hollis, Ascension Parish's orthodontist. Grow up smiling with Hollis Orthodontics.
When I tore my ACL, I didn't think I'd ever be able to play soccer again. My doctor told me how important physical therapy would be, so I chose Peak. I'm glad I did. Now I'm stronger, faster, better than ever. Choose Peak.
Choose Peak Performance Physical Therapy.
Here we are, Cypress Roofing, a woman-owned roofing company specializing in insurance claims.
With the hurricane season right around the corner,
Give us a call.
The expert you can trust. Cypress Roofing, count on us.
Get to know SEC Heating and Cooling this year. Locally owned and operated by Stephen Conyer since 2013, SEC Heating and Cooling works with residential and commercial customers in Ascension, East Baton Rouge, Livingston, and surrounding parishes. SCC specializes in preventive maintenance, repair, and complete changeout and installation of energy-efficient central air systems. From professional sales and expert installation of central AC systems to repairs and ductless AC systems, we can handle all your needs. For total peace of mind, call SCC today.
We're REV Business, a local provider with nearly 90 years of experience. So when it comes to business in Louisiana, we know that personalized service is key. And we're here to go the extra mile with all fiber solutions that deliver what every business needs: reliability and quality. We're not just providers. We're the local team dedicated to helping you succeed. True partnerships are homegrown. REV Business, internet, phone, managed services. Visit us at letsrev.biz.
Jonathan Boswell, and color guard director is Connor McElwee. Student teacher is Dawson Red. Additional field staff of Dutchtown Sound are Joel Ballinger, Emily Malasaw, Will Malasaw, Aiden Hernandez, Jordan Yori, Dolly Callow, Ross Abood, and Will Kemple. The Dutchtown Sound is under field direction of drum majors Ellie Amadi, Blaine Dunn, and Thomas Hebert. We open tonight's performance by presenting our 2024 competition show entitled Barbie Backwards. Drum majors, is your band ready? Dutchtown Sound, you may enter the field to perform your competition show. Next, we feature our Griffin Girls as they perform to the Earth, Wind and Fire hit song, September. Ladies and gentlemen, the DUTCHTOWN Sound and the Griffin Girls. We hope you have enjoyed tonight's performance. Color Guard captains are Brianna Johnson, Julian Orgeron, Annalise Ryan, Shanna Johnson, and Rochelle Dixon. Griffin Girl sponsor is Colby Landry. Senior Griffin Girl leaders are Captain Addison Email, co-captains Allie Kibb and Sydney Kane. Junior officers Olivia Senthal, London Lott, and London Geisler. Good night from DUTCHTOWN High School and safe travels as you go home tonight.